Yeah, I don't know what it is with my yawns, but they almost knock my ass out. But anyway, boom! Shiki! Shiki. The fuck? Are you like tweaking out or something, bro? Shiki's actually having a fucking panic attack right now.
Oh no, cheeky.
Alright, are you ready? Are you ready, Shiki?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Calvessa, after passing out from the blood pool, you awaken to the smell of fire and ash. Once you awaken, the first thing you see is the ground below you. Now, it's not in this image, but the ground below you is gilded in gold. All around you is this large ring of fire, and everything you can see off in the distance, even the sky itself, seems to be golden. As you look upon it, you either feel an intense devotion and pride or disdain. That's up to you, but once your eyes fully adjust, this man is standing in front of you. He has completely blackened skin with fiery cracks growing through his eyes, and he is wielding nothing. Not that you can see. But you feel this weird connection to this person. Almost like there's a like a link between you two.
Well, Bethany will first look all around her, and then also look at the sky, and then turn her attention back to the man. Who are you?
He looks down at you, opens his mouth as this intense black fog comes out. I just want to make sure, real quick, can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
Y'all can hear that.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. The man steps forward as he says, "Who I am is irrelevant. Who are you?" As his hands, the palms of them, begin to grow with orange cracks as you see his fingertips turn into what looks like kindles and ash. You feel the fire all around you beginning to get hotter as it goes from yellow to orange.
Calvessa quickly changes her stance, getting ready to like either engage into a fight or start like backing up away from him. It's like in between those two. As she slowly puts her hand on her fan blades.
Which you do not have. Your fan blades are not with you.
Okay, then. Calvessa's going to look down where she would like normally put her fan blades. He goes, "Oh, well then," and then slowly look back at the man. My name is Calvesta.
Then I take it you do not know yourself. Very well. Where you are is in the essence of the Ash Kingdom. This is the vision of what your kingdom desires. What my kingdom desired. I am the original founder of the Ash Kingdom, and I've come to bestow a great burden.
You hear the way he says burden. It's almost like he's forced to do whatever he's about to do.
Listening to his words as he tells Calvesta that he's the founder of the Ash Kingdom, Calvesta gets very nervous. And she's hesitating whether she should like stand up straight or keep her position the way how it already is. But then she does get a little nervous around his words.
I was the first Cantor, and now I will show you what true power really means.
His hand goes up, and all of the fire around you begins shifting in color from yellow to orange to red to white and to blue as you see the sun, the golden sun, peer through as it turns red in the sky. You notice that there is a great heat that even your body is having a really hard time withstanding. You notice that everything about you seems like it's catching on fire even though you are literally made of it. And then, from the sky, a beam of light crashes down on top of you, and you feel all of this fire from everywhere absorb into your center. Calvesta, as all of this happens, it becomes so overwhelmingly warm. You go blind. But only for a moment. And then you see something. People turned to gold. Cities. Your own people. Burning cities. Burning people.
A great burden.
As Calvesta, your vision is over. We're gonna take a second. Awesome. We pick up with Lucinium as he stands around this area, noticing that the moon is high in the sky and unshifting. He steps up these steps after looking around for a little bit more and sees this girl in this very modern style outfit with white hair and blue eyes. As she turns around and seemingly smiles, she's holding this sword, a dagger that looks exactly like the claymore. She holds her hand out, and this orb appears. It's a small blue cerulean teal cyan kind of orb. As Lucinium looks at it, he asks, "What is this?" She steps forward and says, "It's knowledge." He looks into it and sees the world growing cold. Every plant dies. All humans dead. The moon non-moving. Eternal darkness. Eternal death. Lucinium looks back at the girl as he looks up at the moon and then down at his hands, shutting his eyes. His vision is over. Oh, I'm sorry, I did miss something, my bad. Yes. Similar to what happened with Calvessa, a large beam of light, this time blue and pale, surrounds Lucinium as he also collapses onto the ground. Okay. Now his vision is over. Mel, are you ready?
Yeah.
You awaken after passing out, blacking out, onto a beachside with sand and lush grass. A beach that isn't anywhere on the peninsula where the kingdoms lie. And standing in the water, in like knee-deep water, is this girl with long blonde hair and like fish scales on her arm and this kind of beautiful oceanic style dress. Off in the distance, you see this like wide mountain range that kind of just cuts over the horizon.
Narissa's gonna look around, like behind her for a moment before looking towards like the beach to see like if the water is connecting to a like to a bigger part.
Yes, it
Or
seems to be
open.
connecting to the ocean. Are you just looking over this girl?
No.
She seems to just be standing in the water, looking off into the same horizon that you were looking into.
It's pretty.
She lets out this breath. You can almost feel it as she turns to you. Do you truly believe that? That this is pretty? Her voice, huh?
Yes.
Look closer. Narissa, as she says that, you realize this mountain range off in the distance is getting bigger and closer. You notice this water right here begins to recede, going inward, going out.
Oh.
Are you ready?
For what?
As you say that, this mountain range begins getting closer and closer and closer until you realize that it is a insanely massive tsunami generated by the Ocean Kingdom. As the water begins rushing over, it collapses into an island which it dwarfs, completely destroying it. An island you recognize. A well-populated island. With that amount of water, anything that was living on it isn't anymore. Eventually, the water continues and continues and grows higher and higher until it reaches just over you and completely blocks out the sky. Nerissa, this water completely crashes into everything and does not stop at the island. As you are pulled under, you are sucked up into what seems like this bigger, taller ocean and can actually see over the tsunami, which destroys the entire peninsula. Every kingdom drowned. Everyone in it drowned. There is only water. This girl that you saw before, as the water begins to settle, well, it's not necessarily settled. She's just... You're able to stand still, sit still. She is standing just above the water, like floating, basically. As she starts floating a little bit closer to you.
This is what you wanted, right? All of these gallons. Destruction.
As she says that, the tsunami begins to turn red. A deep crimson red. As you notice people begin floating up to the surface. Some of them are still alive, but not for long.
Nerissa's gonna look at the people that are in the water before looking back at the girl. Yes.
She looks down at you, and you cannot read the expression in her eyes at all. And then the rest begins surfacing. People from the Ocean Kingdom, too. People from every kingdom. Every type of people. Young to old. Corpses.
There is only water.
She says as she turns her back to you, and that's the end of your vision. Major Cadian, we begin with you standing in the center of a large area. It's so cloudy, and all you can see between the traces of these flashes of light is fog and cloud. It's impossible to tell whether or not you're standing on clouds or on ground. There is nobody around. As you enter this space, this vision, you feel alone. Trapped.
Gideon sheds a tear. And then sits down, starts meditating.
As you begin meditating, the thunder and lightning grows louder and louder and louder as the rain grows heavier and heavier and heavier until you feel two hands on each sides of your cheeks, and then just as soon as you felt them, they disappear. You notice the ground you sit on seems to be actual ground. It's not just clouds. But beneath you is dead plants, just everywhere. You can feel them kind of sticking to your clothes, withering away into dust. Eventually, you do hear something, Major. Do you have what it takes? Are you truly worthy of upholding your oath? Did I raise you correctly?
At that last sentence, Gideon opens his eyes and yells out, "Dad?"
As you open your eyes, you notice there's no more storm. There are no more clouds. There is just one constant road. Beneath you is this weirdly organized rock, like a big okay, out of character, it's a fucking asphalt road. Beneath you is this weirdly organized road going straight forward for what seems like forever. And at the end of it, you swear you see your dad running down this road.
Gideon sheds tears, or exclaimingly, "I never thought I'd see you again," as he runs towards his father.
As you run towards your father, it seems impossible to catch up to him. And eventually, you hit this thin wall, and then all of a sudden, the storm cuts back in, louder, more oppressive this time. You never were good at catching up. You're gonna have to take over one day. One day, though.
Gideon, after reaching that wall, will crumple to his knees and bow down his head.
Did I ever teach you to kneel? You're a warrior, Cadian, and a future king. Start acting like it, or you're not going to take over this crown. You need to be a man.
After you're hearing that, Cadian eyes. What? I can't describe.
You can't what?
It looks like he. Cadian's face looks determined. You
He has
know,
a face of determination. I know what you're talking about.
as he stands up. And opens his eyes. And turns to face the voice.
As you turn to face the voice, what you see behind you is a copy of you. an inverse image of you. This inverse image seems to have completely blacked out eyes and a smiling, wicked face with long, jagged teeth.
Care explaining who you are, or I introduce my fist to your face.
Relax, Katie. You walked into the weave when your kingdom never had a stance to begin with. Just like the Space Kingdom, you never should have existed. And look around at what your kingdom wants. Destruction. Clouds. Endless night, just like those Lunar Kingdom people.
And it's peaceful.
I am not only here to help.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said it's peaceful with the gale, peaceful with the wind, with the thunder, with the rain.
For you, maybe. But for those thousands and billions of people who thought the rain would stop after one day, and then it didn't, and then they died. But I'm here to help you, Katie.
There's always an eye of a storm. There's always the calm spot.
There's always a what?
There's always a part in the storm that's calm, and that will be the Cloud Kingdom. A shining beacon for refugees to flock to admire the greatness of the Cloud Kingdom.
You have an amazing opportunity, Cadian. Look at what you could be, at all you could be. Why stop at the Cloud Kingdom? Why not be the ruler of everything? That's not my point. I'm here to help. Your kingdom doesn't have a founder. It's always been the kings. Maybe you could be the first founder of the kingdom.
What's the catch? Because the way I see it, the previous plan of creating a giant hurricane is more than sufficient enough to make the Cloud Kingdom great.
We don't need a catch, Cadian. If I told you there were powers beyond the kingdoms, would you believe me? There were people higher than your king, higher than Mistral.
Then they too will be wiped out by the storm.
You don't believe that. You don't believe that for a minute. I'm talking gods, Cadian. Celestials beyond your comprehension. And I am here to offer you an outlet. A form of quid pro quo. I get a favor from you, from me. Hear my terms before you say no.
Major, what do you want to do? Or say?
Tell me your terms.
First off, if we're going to trust each other, I believe we need transparency. Wouldn't you agree?
Gideon says nothing. What are your other terms?
First, my name is Glory, and I'm here to offer you the power your father had over the Cloud Kingdom. The ability to use the winds and your vows. And in return, when I call upon you, you will do me a favor, but only once. I only need one thing from you, one time. Does that sound like a deal?
That sounds like a fair deal that supports the interests of both parties. But I don't need your help.
No, but you want it, don't you? Come on, the superiority to control the hurricane. Wherever you go is where the Cloud Kingdom is. What better to have a person be the Cloud Kingdom than a place?
Adian punches the being in face. The Cloud Kingdom is not a person. It is a belief. It is a people. A strong people. A mighty people. One that will not fall to such trickery.
I'm not trying
Get out of my
to trick
face!
you. I apologize to offend. I'm here to offer you power, Cadian. There is no trick. There is no lie.
I do not care for power of myself. I care about my kingdom's power. I care that it dominates the rest of them.
You won't be able to without what I'm offering. You are without a king, and without a king's power. If you don't take my deal, he dies with you. You know this? No one will inherit the power of the Cloud Kingdom. You want to see its superiority, yet you're willing to let it die.
He is telling the truth in some way. If there is nobody to hold the power of the winds, then there is no royal. Every royal can use the raw powers of the body that they encompass. The Ash Kingdom can use the powers of the sun and fire and ash and so on and so forth. The Lunar Kingdom, the Moon, the Ocean Kingdom, the oceans and blood, and so on and so forth. He is not lying. As creepy as he doesn't seem deceitful at all.
What is the task you'd want me to do?
I don't know yet, but I can promise you won't come to any harm. It could